You get an exclusive, you get an exclusive, you get an exclusive. Is Bravo trying to distract from Britt Edy's lawsuit with all of these exclusive announcements, including Rachel Zoe coming to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and now the news that Monique Samuels will be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac as a friend? Let's get into it.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So there's been a lot of exclusive news between yesterday and today, and including Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is getting a newbie. There are rumors that Teddi Mellencamp is going to be making a return to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And when she was asked about it, she was just like, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, honestly, I was like, that's the nail in the coffin for me when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' newest season. Yesterday, Bravo announced that Rachel Zoe, who used to be on the show, who had a reality series on the early days of Bravo, for those that don't remember, is going to be on the new season of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I am coming back to Bravo. I am joining the cast of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's been a while, and you've been asking me to come back to television, and I said when the stars align, or it makes sense, or I have enough to say to share with all of you, and now is the time. Really excited to be with all of you again, and I hope you are too, so let's have some fun. Mwah.
For the most part, I think a lot of people were excited about the announcement, but some people have mixed feelings based off of who they remember from her own reality show. You guys will let me know what you think. I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm all in for the new season, because I saw Erica also posted that 10 years, starting her 10th season back, okay. To talk about what? Oh, Tom Girardi being sentenced to 7.5 years in prison. Okay, that will take us all of one episode. I guess maybe she'll decorate her closet next.
You do it.
But then, of course, there was more news that was coming out. And we started this video by saying, I feel like some of these exclusives might be a distraction from the Britt Edy lawsuit that came out the other day. On Thursday, she filed this lawsuit. Or Friday, because Thursday was the reunion. Andy Cohen posted, what did he say exactly? I forgot what he said, but everyone thought he was talking about Britt Edy's lawsuit. I don't think Britt Edy is that important enough for Andy Cohen to be talking about someone being petty. I think he was referring to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I think it was just the timing of him posting that tweet. But we had the Britt Edy lawsuit. We talked about that in a separate video where she filed a $20 million lawsuit accusing Bravo, NBC Universal, the production company. She's not suing Kenya Moore. She's suing Bravo because she knows that's where the money resides. She's suing them for $20 million, accusing them of defamation and all this other stuff. And some people were asking me, do you think that this will open the door for Kenya to return? I said in that video, I actually feel like this hurts Kenya's possibility of returning because now she is the focal point of this lawsuit. If Kenya comes back, it only hurts Bravo and NBC Universal in regards to the case that Britt Edy is trying to build against them. As I said before, I haven't seen her contract, but we saw with the Nene lawsuit, she had to go into arbitration because as per her contract, that is what they're supposed to do if there are any issues between the two parties. I wouldn't be shocked that Britt Edy has something similar. But if she doesn't, I still believe that Bravo dropped the ball when it came to handling the situation between Britt Edy and Kenya Moore. One of the other things that I forgot to mention in that last video, though, was remember on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen said, we completed an investigation and we discovered that you didn't violate any policies. He said that on Watch What Happens Live, and I'm sure Britt Edy's going to see this like, oh yeah, we're going to add that to the lawsuit. So any justification of her claiming to have a pistol and whips and things like that, I felt like they should have kept all of that out. They should have just got rid of everybody, started fresh. Not everybody, but at least Kenya and Britt. But back when we were covering that, I said if they had handled the situation appropriately when Britt did it, I don't know if we would even be where we are today in regards to a $20 million lawsuit, both women not on the show, and potentially never coming back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know. But with all of this news of Rachel coming to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and now this morning we woke up to the news that Monique Samuels, who swore off reality television multiple times, is going to be returning to the show that she left on a high note, I might add. Some might say it was a low note, but that reunion was a high note for Monique Samuels. People magazine, and remember, this was a rumor maybe a couple of weeks ago, and Monique was in the comment section denying it. Monique does this a lot. I liked Monique on her last season in regards to how she handled herself at the reunion. However, there's something about Monique that's always a little off-putting because I feel like she plays with the truth and a lie at the same time. And I know you're probably like, what does that mean? I don't feel like she's giving us the 100% truth all the time. But when that news came out that she was going to be on the new season 10 of The Real Housewives of Potomac, she was in the comment section saying, not true. Only for us, how many weeks later, less than maybe 2 weeks later, now People Magazine, who basically is Bravo's news outlet, is confirming exclusively David Quinn, who wrote the book and mentioned in his book an interview with Lorraine from Truly Original. Hey, Lorraine, I know you watch the videos. Hey, girl. Lorraine said, Monique Samuels, she is intoxicated with fame. That's not a quote, but that's what I remember from the book in regards to it. So I've always remembered that. So I always kind of look at Monique with that little thing in the back of my mind. And based off Monique's behavior, there's always a little thing like she likes to act as if she's above it all. She likes to act as if she doesn't need that little Bravo check. And at the time, I don't think she needed that Bravo check when she was married. But some of her moves afterwards, I was like, maybe she does need that Bravo check. But maybe not desperately like some do. Or maybe she doesn't need the Bravo check, but she needs the Bravo attention. Today, you may have seen the video footage of Monique on a float for Pride.
Monique! Welcome back, honey! Welcome back, honey! Period!
They're filming this, and you see it's actually a GNA, which I still don't understand what that is at this particular point. But okay. GNA event, and Giselle's there. You don't see them interacting. And they probably even did this because they knew Monique was going to be photographed and videoed at this parade, okay? So let me get into what People Magazine is reporting in regards to this, and then we can react some more. Monique Samuels is ready for her Bravo second act. The former Real Housewives of Potomac star, who famously exited the hit series in 2020, damn, it's been 5 years, is officially returning for season 10. People can exclusively reveal. And you've seen David Quinn behind the scenes, not even behind the scenes, in filming for RHOP. So I believe it's even more. Production for the show is currently underway in Maryland with last season stars Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Dr. Wendy Acefo. Mind you, I didn't see Giselle there, but Ashley, Dr. Wendy, and Stacey Rush were at Jazzy's wedding. Jazzy's wedding, I'm assuming, was filmed. I'm assuming. I don't know. I didn't see cameramen, but we saw those ladies there. Samuels will be joining the cast in a supporting capacity. Her comeback to the series that first made her a fan favorite. Really? Okay. And later sparked one of the most talked about departures in Housewives history. I will say that. Definitely. Comes at a pivotal time in Samuels' life. It also should be noted because a lot of people have said that Monique was fired. And Monique confirmed that she was never fired. They even asked her to come back for Traitors, but before that, they asked her to do Ultimate Girls Trip. And when she did the Carlos King reality show, which she said Carlos did her worse than Bravo did her, when she did that, Andy was in the comment section congratulating Monique on this next chapter. So the 41-year-old Mila Eves Essentials owner finalized her divorce from former NFL offensive tackle Chris Samuels. Chris Samuels is 48? I don't know why I thought he was older. In September of 2023, she and Chris were married for 11 years and are parents to daughter Milani, 9, and sons Chris, who's 12, and Chase, who's 6. I'm not even against Monique returning because she's always maintained a friendship with some of the ladies on this cast, especially like Ashley. I don't know if she knows Stacey. I know what she did. She wasn't friendly with Dr. Wendy, but it will be interesting to see the interactions amongst these women and see if we're able to get to that space of where they were before. Giselle never liked her, so I don't know what space they're in. Monique is in a totally different place now, and fans will see that, a source tells People. Who, Andy Cohen or Lorraine? She's excited to show who she is now, not as a wife, not just as a mom, but as a woman starting over and taking on life in her own terms. Here's the other thing that I want to say about this. I think that little Bravo check really was little at the time. I do think after, and I think she's revealed this herself, I believe Monique revealed this herself, that she didn't get a lot in the divorce. And based off her behavior after leaving the radio show that she was a part of and her negotiating this whole traders thing, and I guess she wanted more money, I do believe that she wants, again, the money and the attention. I do. And she wouldn't be the first. A lot of these housewives are like that. It's not like they're getting residuals from being on the past seasons that they were on. So they want to make money any way that they can, especially now. And the reason why I say that is because just some of the things that she did after her divorce, then she was doing, she was like on her YouTube. She had left the radio show, and she made it seem as if she left the radio show because she just was ready for a new chapter. But then she went to YouTube for a hot second. Now we don't really see her on YouTube as much anymore. So I was sort of like, I'm not completely surprised. I think Monique wants the attention, and I think she wants the check. Bravo viewers first met Monique when she joined RHOP in season 2. Damn, wow. In 2017. It didn't take long for the entrepreneur to make her mark on the show with her quick wit, luxury lifestyle, and no-nonsense attitude. Is she still living in the house that she had with Chris? I can't remember. But by season 5, tensions among the cast, particularly with former co-star Candace Dillard-Bassett, boiled over into an explosive on-camera altercation that dominated headlines and divided fans. It really was. That was such a dark time, and I'm sure it's going to come up again in regards to it. But Candace is not going to be a part of the season. And little birdie, look, I sound like Jennifer Hudson. A little birdie told me Candace is going to be on the new season of Traders. Remember, there were rumors that Monique and Candace were going to do Traders together, but I don't think they knew. That was a rumor. And at one particular point, Monique came out and said she was just so different. This is why I say she tells you a truth and a lie at the same time, because at one particular point, she made it seem as if she was not doing Traders, and then she came out and said, oh, the contract was wrong. And I was like, which one is it? Were you doing Traders or the contract was wrong? Okay. Anyway, it was confusing. It was confusing time. I don't remember all the specific details, but I've done videos on it. So rewind time. After the season aired, Monique announced that she wouldn't return. She says, I'm over it, she said at the time, citing how the incident and the way it was portrayed took a toll on her family and mental health. She says it was a crazy ride. It's not easy doing reality TV, Monique wrote on Instagram. I appreciate everything that people have done for me. Everybody that's been Team Monique, I love y'all. I thank y'all. But when you cross certain lines, there's no going back. And for me, my family is that line. The opinion of my family and my kids and what they think about anything that I do is more valuable than anybody's opinion, she added. Since stepping away, Monique shifted her focus on her children and business ventures. She made a brief return to reality TV in 2022 on OWN's Love and Marriage DC alongside her then husband, though their romance unraveled soon thereafter, Monique filing for divorce in April of 2023. Can you believe it's been 2 years? We found out about, what's it? Because I can't remember, because remember People Magazine did a story, and we were at BravoCon when it came out, that her and Chris were separating, and Ashley said on a panel basically confirming it. And this was like, okay, so what was it? But okay, so it's been over 2 years since their divorce, and it's been not a messy divorce at all. I don't know where they are when it comes to their co-parenting, but we haven't heard anything messy from them, which I'm happy about. So she says in this quote, I just got to the point where I was in a place where I was so miserable, she later shared. I'm no longer the person that I was when I walked down the aisle 11 years ago. If we keep going down this road and we're bickering at each other and we're not able to communicate, sometimes not even talking to each other, then how is it going to affect our children? Because I was thinking, like most people, okay, we're going to stay together for the kids. But that never works, because staying together for the kids means that you're giving them a terrible example of what a relationship should be like. I agree. Season 10 of the RHOP is expected to air later this year. 2 housewives from season 9 won't be returning, Mia Thornton and Karen Huger. As you know, Karen Huger is locked up for driving under the influence for I don't know how many times, but okay. But I think this should be interesting. Again, she has a relationship with Ashley, but Ashley has this very interesting alliance with Giselle. So that will be interesting to see how they navigate her return. I don't believe that Giselle did say, I think it was during one of her live shows, that if she had to choose between filming with Candace or Monique, she said Monique. So I'm not completely surprised. I still believe that maybe Giselle will like Monique now because Monique is divorced. Because remember, I think Giselle always hated on Monique because Monique came in and is like, I have 5 houses. I'm married. I'm happily married. Beautiful children. Beautiful life. And now that all of that's sort of fallen apart, but she probably still has a beautiful life. Just because you're divorced doesn't mean you don't have a beautiful life. Maybe, but in Giselle's head, she's like, I can like you now. Okay. Ugh, misery. Guys, I want to know your thoughts on the possibility of Monique, not the possibility, we saw the footage of her with the other ladies today at a Pride event. Your thoughts on Monique returning for season 10. Are you excited? Are you on the fence? I'll put a poll on the post tab here on YouTube. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.